Why is he so happy? Well. It's a classical bush dweller.
Hello, it's Eve. My crew just left me here, stranded, and the next day they will come and get me. Bring me back to the countryside. Now we are here not just to make it all cool in the city, but also to survive. We will be collecting the remains of the city dwellers and probably discovering something about their lifestyle and habitat. First thing I see when I land on this little island beach, a lot of things you need to survive in the bush. There's like sweet corn, it's very tasty, I agree. There's a special drink. We will be collecting all these things and maybe we find something interesting. But if we don't, we bring it to a trash can. It's like a trick we use. You pick trash for them and then they are like, wow, there is no trash. Maybe it's supposed to be that way. They don't put trash then over there. It's a little bit of mind games I learned. Someone's flossing their teeth here. That's what I'm talking about, the dangers in the bush, especially if you're out here in the nighttime. You don't never know what they're up to, flossing their teeth, scheming. Flossing device from space. Feeding fish here and leaving these packets, like... Yeah, I love fish, but I don't care about the bush people. How are they supposed to wash their clothes here, huh? Now that we have cleaned up this beach a little bit, we will enter the island zone into the bush. It's not like big garden in the city center. These gardens have a bigger character. There's some people who actually live in these land squares. They hang out in the night in the bush. Those are probably the biggest dangers also when you are hanging out here in the bush. So you have to understand, you're kind of afraid of the bush people, but you're also a bush person if you're here in the night. You have to demonstrate your dominance and blend in inside the nature. Another big danger while being in this environment is the police. Someone's taking their medicine here. That's okay. Until this moment, we have not found anything useful. Wow, what do we have here? We see these chips lying here, and you might think it's like plant leaves. It might be a full package. Oh my god, it's almost full. It's a spicy barbecue. It's still very crispy. Right here we found a little grill and there is a lit cigarette.
And this is a very valuable thing. If you're trying to survive in the city, you need fire, you need heating, especially in these times. You already know, I don't need to tell you.
The big river of destiny. It's maybe holy, it's maybe sacred, but I'm not sure it's drinkable. While picking up bush dweller stuff, we found these bottles, water bottles. Bush dwellers, they try to purify the water because the water from the river, it's not drinkable. So they are putting water inside of these bottles and they are heating them up. Here we see some examples of bush dwellers trying to make a vessel for some kind of a water supply. So while on the beach here, checking out the water, we find these berries are also edible. They're not sweet. They're very full of vitamin C, which you need, especially if you consume so much of these processed foods. A little vitamin berries on the bush. We have our little chip bag, which will sustain us for the whole night, maybe. We're taking up a little bit of these nature things. It's very good. Look at this. Look at this right there. It's a tea. Now we will take our little water bottle. Wow, that's my crew. It's living here on this island. Came from the boat. You need some patience if you're trying to survive in here. When it's boiling, you can put some tea in it. It's the way of the bush. Although there is very cool little stairs going inside the water, and it seems like a magic bridge is built. It's invisible to us. But if I go now inside the water with all my clothes, I risk to get the hypothermia. I need to find another way around this river. Look, you see this hole over there? Bush dweller might rest on this couch. This time the choice is apple. It's in the middle of the road, very nice. Very nice location. Look at this, is this some kind of bush dweller depiction? While walking around, I saw this hole over here. I just had to satisfy my curiosity. Hey! Sometimes there's these giant snakes living in these holes. The abandoned gardens. Traveling along the riverside, you may discover a pastoral scenery just like this one. A very big statement piece as a fence, very colorful, very aggressive in a way. There's a lot of gated communities, so even if you want to see some garden decorations and interesting things, some streets are just not available for you. There's like a man sculpture in the backyard, a bed, I love that, and seagulls. Look at this small mountain. Well, it's an abandoned garden, all right. Do you climb trees? Well, if not, then you're missing out. I can really see having a little garden here. Look at all this beauty. There's a smoking sign. It's probably cool to smoke here. It's a metal cutout. Also some sign. There's a truck. I love how the truck is covered by the leaves. This is the gathering point as well. Look at this pig woman on top. She's having a nice time in the gardens. And also there's a little description piece for the sculpture. I'm just imagining what's written on these pages. Maybe you can help me out and write it down in the comments. I think it's just funny pictures of people in the summer having a great time in the gardens. This person has just gathered evidence. Maybe it's like depiction of the locals here. Well, it's very beautiful. I would love to see these people here, but I haven't met anyone. This one looks a little bit Caribbean. He has a headdress and the laid-back shorts. It's very interesting, I like this one. Nice. And there's a small little garden house, a rainbow garden house. And there's a water pump. It is the spider gate. Frogman. There you can see a fence with a carpet. I will say nothing, it just looks good. You have to see this. The birdman watching over us. Wow, look at this beautiful house. It's very unique. And this kale plant, it's looking like a tomato sculpture. Super cool. Well, well, well. Look who's sitting there. I think he doesn't want to face us right now. He's just relaxing. He doesn't want to talk now, maybe. And what an interesting scenery. Look at that giant hall. This is one of those sculptures. Yellow guy. You can experience the exotics very close to your house. You should take a look at this businessman can. Very beautiful, very beautiful. Wow. Wild place called the big city. Pigman? A pig tree man? Look at all the cans in the garden. Is he some kind of a beer drinker? This small little shack is kind of pizza towering on one side. Why is he so happy? Oh, he's happy to see us. There it is, it's a classical bush dweller spot. There's bands that are drying on tree. I'm a little bit scared of approaching because they're very territorial. Sometimes if you don't have the gift, I don't want to deal with them. Not the way we do the things around here. I don't think there was anyone inside there, but you can see the territorial marks all over. Here you can see some kind of wet base. Maybe I can use this if we build our small place lower on the ground. They're not gonna see us. If you build a shelter that keeps you warm and dry through the night, you have been successful. I have chosen this place. It's an abandoned place. It used to be gardens here. Now we will have our little camp base here. It's not very far from the bush dweller's tent. Bush house, what a design, what an entrance. A fabric you can see all over the city. You can make a lot of things out of it. And there's a lot of practical purposes. But here it's almost decorative. Laces coming down the roof. Very beautiful, very unique. I've never seen anything like it. Very naturalistic, and also the fence is very naturalistic. Branches and leaves. I love that you can see these gardens and you don't need to enter their private space to see. how they choose to decorate their cool little space. You always need something to keep you off the ground. I would suggest the cardboard, but if you can't find it, you can make something like this and be dry and safe. Although the ground is super wet, the chips we found before, they're very crispy and dry. So we will use them to start the fire. We found some lighters. Sometimes they don't work, people throw them away. Now we have some fire to go. We don't need to do that stuff like before. It's been very cool surviving experience. The nature was very much giving us a favor because it's such good weather and it's so warm and we can be inhabiting this old place which is abandoned. I wonder why the tent man didn't appear in this cool place. There's a place I really like, so maybe I should get this garden? Maybe you should write down in the comments. Maybe I should get a garden here in the big city and I can educate everyone? What do you think? I have to keep my fire small so no police comes or something. And we can stay here for the night, and it's quite warm right now. In the evenings it gets very damp, so you have to keep warm and cool. And also you shouldn't be spending your calories carelessly. You should be planning out your activities. And if you're planning on building a shelter, you should look for very easy supplies that are around you for your shelter. Be efficient and not move too much. You make fire out of chips, it's a great idea.